Greetings, children of God. It's good to be with you. Woohoo, Mia, what's happening? All right, thanks for breaking the chat box there. Appreciate that. And just wanted to give you guys a quick update. And before I dive into that, just to let you know, my new release just came out today, The Little Things. So be sure to check that out on Spotify and everywhere music is heard and sold and seen and listened to. I guess it's not much seen, but more listened to. So be sure to check that out today. Just released today, so appreciate your encouragement there as we eat away the donut of monthly listeners. I appreciate you giving that a listen. And you can also check it out over on my my other page there. You can find it on Bandcamp and other places depending on what you like to listen to music on. This is part of a 3-part series. And hopefully you check all those videos out. We had a great chat last night. Mia, it's great to hear from you again. Woohoo! And man, what a great time we had last night, right? Woo, man. We almost went for, it was about 4 hours long, just talking through all the different aspects and elements of our Pazo and what's going on here. And so it's very exciting to be back with you guys today with another little tidbit. I just want to do a quick video here, just give you a little tidbit. Someone shared something in a post or in one of the comments, and boy, I love you guys' comments. I want to welcome all the new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing, and be sure to hit the notification bell as you get updates of when the videos come out. Like I say, I've got 3 different videos. They all have a kind of a similar title card, but they're all a little bit different, so be sure to check out each one of these series. This Blood Moon Rising series, you could call it, for this weekend. And hopefully it's the last of series that we have to do. But we're looking forward to God's return, to Christ's return, and hopefully it happens this weekend. So be sure to check that out. So, all right, let's dive into today. So check this out, guys. We know we're looking for this blood moon, right? And what's interesting about this is it's happening at 12:11 a.m., as they say. So basically midnight, right? It's happening at midnight. Well, why is that significant? Well, check this out. Israel declared its independence, as we know, on May 14th. However, they didn't actually get to begin their independence until May 15th. So that was the first full day of independence, was on May 15th. So it wasn't until 12 a.m., just like the blood moon, that they were finally able to declare Israel really a nation, because the British had rule until midnight on May 14th, 1948. So even though they declared it on May 14th, they really didn't start having the rule. What happened here? Did I click something? Oops. Man, now I lost it. That's a great thing about live things, is you never know when you're just gonna lose it all together. All right, let me go back down here. So basically, the British had rule, right, over from the Balfour Declaration back in 1917, where the British kind of took authority of the Israel nation and area. They had rule up until midnight on May 14th, 1948. So even though, and I encourage you to go watch this video. I won't play it right now for time's sake, but it's really cool. It's just kind of a brief, like, couple minute video that just sort of shares about how that all went down and how they declared Israel a nation on the 14th. So the British still had rule until midnight. Okay, so even though they declared it on May 14th, they didn't have independence until May 15th. It wasn't really until May 15th that the Jews would have the right, as it says here, to declare a state at 12 a.m., May 15th, 1948. You see that, right? So they really didn't have independence until May 15th. And I want to hit that across, because we're looking here at a window from May 14th. The blood moon really starts on the 15th of the month and 16th. What's also interesting about that is, check this out. So if we go to 1948, you see here it's the 5th of ER, right? And that's what they always talk about, the 5th of ER, which fell on May 14th. But really, as you look online, you'll see it's really May 14th through the 15th, because, of course, the day of 6th of ER starts at sundown on the 5th of ER. And even though they celebrated that day because they declared it that day, they really didn't enjoy their first full day of independence until the 15th of May, which would be the 6th of ER. Well, how that's kind of interesting this year is because the calendar is one day off this month. So the 1st of ER started on the second day of the month. So even though the 5th of ER, we've already passed that, right? We celebrated that on the 6th and 7th of this month. So now if you want to look at the whole 7 days, we talk a lot about 7 days, and go back and watch the other videos to see what we talk about there. But if we're looking at 7 days, now we're looking at 7 days till the 14th, right? So if we come back here to the 14th now, well, the 14th really isn't the 14th. It's really more the 15th because they started on the 1st. You see what I'm saying? Or let me put that a different way. The 15th isn't really the 15th. It's the 14th. See, if you look here, it says 14th of Iyar is on the 15th. So the 7 days really lands on the 15th, not the 14th, just to clarify that. And why that's significant is because, again, it kind of is a parallel. Because you've got this 14th of Iyar going into the 15th of Iyar. Just like back in 1948, it was the 14th of May going into the 15th of May. And that was when at midnight, right? At midnight, the cry went out, you could say. No, I think I just deleted my calendar. At midnight, the cry went out. You get the idea of what I'm saying here. At midnight, the cry went out, and they basically, well, it wasn't at midnight. It was during the daytime that they declared the nation to be a nation. Let me get back over to 2022 so you can see that again. But it wasn't official until midnight is what I'm trying to say. I think I'm making that clear, but it wasn't official until midnight. Okay, so you're tracking with me here. So similarly to the way that it was the 14th and the 15th of May that landed with the 5th and 6th of Iyar. Now we've got the 14th and 15th of Iyar landing with the 15th and the 16th of May. You see what I'm saying? And so just like they declared it at midnight, or I'm sorry, I keep saying they declared it on the 14th, but it didn't take place until midnight, as it says here. It wasn't until midnight, 12 a.m. on May 15th, that they actually became a new nation. And that coincides with the blood moon that takes place at midnight on the 15th. Are you getting my drift here? You getting my drift? So it was, for them, it was 14th to 15th of May, right? But now it's the 14th and 15th of Iyar. That's what's lining up with the 15th and 16th now. See, it's kind of a switcheroo there. You see what I'm talking about? I found that very interesting, that it just happens to be midnight that they officially became a nation. And then what happens? What happened the next day on the 15th? Check this out. Independence was declared 8 hours before the end of the British Mandate of Palestine, which was due finish on May 15th, right? That's what we just talked about. So it was 8 hours before that they declared independence, but it wasn't until midnight that they could really celebrate that, just like the blood moon comes at midnight. But check this out. You see, on May 15th, 1948, the day after Israel declared their independence as a sovereign state, surrounding nations declared war on them. Did you know that? There was a war that took place the next day, the first day of their independence. Like, happy Independence Day, you get to go to war, which is kind of what happens in, I guess any nation declares independence, kind of like the United States declaring independence on July 4th, and then they go to war against Britain. So it kind of makes sense. But they declared their independence, and then the surrounding nations declared war, which is exactly what's happening right now. All the nations surrounding Israel are trying to destroy Israel, which they've been trying to do for a long time. But there's a real buildup happening right now where they're really trying to destroy the Israel nation and wipe them off the face of the earth, as they've been trying to do for a long time. And Russia is joining in with that as well. We've got the Ezekiel 38 and 39 prophecy being fulfilled, et cetera, et cetera. And let me just share one last thing here. You'll see this picture. Here's a picture of the people fighting, and it says at the bottom here, this is defenders of Kibbutz Niram in southern Israel after the battle on May 15th, 1948. You see that at the bottom there? So they went right to war. And what is a blood moon? Blood moon is kind of an omen. It's a forebodance. It's like something bad is about to happen. right? And so immediately following their independence, boom, they're in a war with all the nations surrounding them who are trying to attack them and take Israel back from them. Of course, they lost, as they always will when they fight against Israel and God. But that's what went down. So my voice is still a little tired from last night. It was great, though, talking with you guys last night for 4 hours. Man, I would love to do it again, but hopefully we won't have to. Hopefully God's going to take us before that time. But guys, go back and check out the other videos that are part of this series. We've covered a lot of ground in those. I just want to do a quick touch on this, the fact that we are looking forward to God taking us here. Let's see if I brought that. I think I have. Is it here? Yeah. We're looking forward to God taking us, right? And hopefully it kind of seems to line up for this weekend. There's a lot of things pointing to it, which I go over in the other videos, so be sure to go and check those out. But May 14th, right, is when they declare the independence. May 15th is when they actually got their independence, and then ER 14 to 15 is the 14th day of the month. Remember, the 14th day of the month is the second Pentecost, guys. I'm sorry, second Passover. Pentecost is later. But the second Passover is on the 14th of the second month. Do you see what I'm saying? So the second Passover lines up with the blood moon, with the first day of Israel's independence, with the beginning of the war, everything. It all mashes up and comes together. You see what I'm talking about? So hopefully that makes sense to you guys, and I appreciate everybody chiming in today. Thanks, Mia, for your comments, and definitely got a dream. Not sure it's a Rapture dream, but related. Oh, cool. Guess I might be at work. All right, cool. Well, great, guys. Leave more comments, and I'm going to cut off the video so more people will watch it, but go ahead and leave comments, and I hope to see you guys in heaven real soon. May God bless you. Talk to you soon.